Okay, we should be live. We are back on Streamlabs because I figured out how to get the audio working. I thought it would take me longer to figure out, but it appears to be okay. I will just verify or notify my channel that I'm live, or my server, I guess. And yeah. So let's just make sure that I am. Yep. Okay. The stream's appearing on YouTube. Good. Good. So the plan for today, I was gonna kind of maybe. I wasn't sure whether I was going to stream today or not, but I decided this morning that I want to. It'll be a normal weekday length stream, so 5 Pomodoros. But the goal for today is to just continue on with the resume project and work on our CV builder application. So for anyone that maybe missed the previous stream, I'm working on the CV builder app, which is essentially just an interactive form that lets you edit a resume template that then you can save, and it generates a resume in HTML format. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. I also have a plan for it here. Over here. So I drafted this out yesterday as well to sort of plan the layout of what I roughly want the resume builder to look like. And this is what it's going to look like mostly in the edit mode. So you'll be able to edit and save the resume according to you'll be able to flip it between those two modes. I might actually combine these two buttons into one because you can only ever toggle, right? So yeah, the other important thing that I think this project is going to teach us, or me anyway, is like where state lives, right? So like how to manage state in a hierarchical React project, right? So that's kind of gonna be the brunt of today's stream, I think, is just gonna be kind of thinking about how that's gonna work. So I've got this plan for myself as a reference. I have my notes also open on the side. I wish there was an easier way to open these windows, but anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so again, yesterday we built an input field component, which is an input that can change the state of its parent project, or its parent component rather, based on the value, right? So we made that work. I also extended it so that it inherits the props from the default HTML input element, right? So let me see. I'm worried that like chat isn't, either no one's in chat or it's just not reloading, or it's not refreshing here. Let me okay, yeah, so I guess just no one's chatting. That's okay. Yo, Anime, how's it going? So yeah, I'm just trying to think about what to do next. I think the next task, I had something in my head about what I wanted to do. Oh, just joined, nice. I just wasn't sure, because sometimes at the beginning of stream the chat like delays, so I wasn't sure if it was delayed. But no, that's cool. It seems to be working just fine. Oh, okay, sounds good. Yeah, Null and I had a big conversation. He's a TDG from chat. So you don't feel like you have to read all that. But anyway. Well, I had an idea of something that I wanted to do, and I forget what it was. I was thinking about it before stream. And now I can't remember. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to... so we have the input fields and we have the text fields, or the text areas, right? So I'm going to make a custom text area input. What is the task at hand? I'm building a CV application builder in React. So I have a little description too. But specifically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a text area component. I think that's next on the list here. So I'll call it text area field .tsx maybe. So I will obviously do I'll probably like keep it mostly the same as this guy. What's the CV area meant to be like? So I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking anyway. I'll go through it again because I think it's important. So what I'm kind of thinking is I have this general structure. Whoops. So I want it to look kind of like this, right? So it's going to be essentially a multi-panel form that you can use to generate a CV, right? So you can have one form up here to input your name, email, phone number, and a varying amount of social links. And then you can add different educational experiences. So like your school name, program of study, program start, program end, and your GPA. And then you can add more than one school if you've been to more than one school. And you can also add practical experiences. So like if you worked for a company, you know, what that company was, the name of the company, your job title, job start and end, and then your job responsibilities. So I'm going to be making the text area component for this job responsibilities section. So just something like this, right? Like it doesn't have to be super comprehensive, but you know, just to learn React components and parent-children relationships and stuff like that. Yo, Jay, how's it going? I was just going over the general structure of our CV builder thing. So I'm going to make the text area field, which is going to be very similar to the input field. However, it's going to be a text area. Can text areas have labels? I guess they can in a very similar manner. So I think I'm just going to like copy this and then just modify it as needed. So I will do text area field props. And then we want to have a label and an ID. So I'll call it text area ID. And then an update handler as well. And then the HTML text area element, right? So I'm just going to be modifying these. So this is going to be the text area. Text area field props. Text area ID. We could probably just and then do text area. Right. I don't think I need a type for it. I don't think there's a type necessarily. And there's an on change. I guess it's not. I guess on change is not the right function for text area. You'll need to use onKeyUp and onChange. There's a type of text for input. Oh, is that a thing? Let me see. Text area elements. Let's just see what the docs say here. And then it has a number of rows and columns, right? Have I learned about React hooks? Not really. I think technically useState is a React hook. So I've learned about useState, but that's it. Am I going to be the normal amount of time or shorter today? I don't know. I'm either going to do, I think I'm going to do 5 Pommos, Jay, but definitely not 6, but maybe 4 if I'm tired. I think 5 though. I think I'm going to do 5. So like 2.5 hours. So yeah, like pretty normal, I think. I was thinking of making it shorter, but I'm like, nah, I could probably do 5. You can use that handle on change value. Is that a thing? No. Is not assignable to type, yeah. So oh. Is it text area HTML? Ah, that's why. And then it's on change, isn't it? Maybe. No? Oh, in this HTML text area as well. And there's no change event for this, I guess. Oh, text area on it. Oh, there we go. We got it. We're good. Sounds good, Jay. Have a safe drive home. Okay, so I figured it out. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I just didn't change these properly because I was copying it from my input field, right? So let's do a might use state to store the value and update it. Yeah, that's the plan. So I'm using this resume parent to kind of test these components, right? So basically what I'm doing, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a bottom-up component building approach. Yeah, I'm using the text area field. Yeah. For like this one specifically, right? For the text area. So, because I think it makes more sense for listing out job responsibilities, right? Because then you can just kind of type freeform. But all the rest of these fields are going to be inputs, right? But anyway, so what I was going to say is I'm building it from the bottom up. So I'm building all of these input elements and this text area element, okay? And then from there, I'm going to build the next level up. So I'm going to build the, the component that's going to hold the general info. And then there's going to be another component that's going to hold where like one educational experience, and then another component that's going to hold one practical experience. And then there's going to be a component above that holds a list of educational experiences, and then another one that holds a list of practical experiences. And then the parent of all of those is going to be the resume. And then the parent of that is the app. So this is kind of also hierarchical, right? So this highlighted or outlined section will be a parent to an individual educational experience. So basically, you can add as many educational experiences or practical experiences as you want. Hello, Nico. How's it going? So yeah, that's kind of the plan, I think, for this this project. So I'm just gonna get the code back open. That's not what I wanted. Let's get the guy back here. Okay. So I'm gonna change the let's call it like field maybe, just to debug, or text field. Something like this, right? Yes. What is my stack? Just using React. Nikolai. Okay. So let's implement this. So we'll say example text field. And then I'll put the text field data here or something like this, right? So that it can dynamically update. And then we'll do that. We'll do text area. Whoops. And then we need our label is text area example. Type, I don't think I need a type actually for text area. I'll do text area ID is, I'll say example or something. Yo, TDG, how's it going? Exclamation mark XP, what is that? I don't, that's not a command that exists. I don't know what that's supposed to do. I don't know why that's a thing. Okay. And then we need to add the update handler, right? So I'll make this a react.change event for the HTML text area element. And then we'll do our set. Why is this like selected weirdly? What is going on with the highlighting here? So I guess it's just the way it is. Okay. And then we'll do the set text text field, I should say, to e.target.value. How's it going? Not too bad, not too bad. We're building, I know you missed yesterday, TDG, but we are building a CV resume builder with React. So I kind of went through it before, but it's basically going to look kind of like this. So you've got like basically a modular resume builder to learn React components and kind of like component hierarchy and basic like React state and stuff like that. So something kind of like this. So that is the plan generally. Yeah, exactly. It's actually well, it's the Odin Project. It's the Odin Project first React project, I guess it is. So anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be cool. Hoping to get a lot out of it. So right now I'm kind of doing a bottom-up building approach where I'm building the input fields and the text fields, or the text area field, and then from there I'm gonna kind of, so I'm building the most granular components and then kind of working my way up. So via suggestion from Jay, my mod, I think that's kind of a good approach. And I'm using the resume as a testing parent container just for now. Okay, so this should be good. So we got our update handler. The rows and columns are going to be, I can just set it to like something default, like be like 10 rows and columns of like, this should be fine though. Oh, maybe it needs to be. Wait, type. This needs to be string, okay. Okay, what's the problem with this? The expected type comes from the property. Oh, because it's this. Right. That's what I want. Okay. So we'll make our more columns. We'll do like 50 columns or something. Just as an example. So the way I did this with the typing is that, and this was through help from Jay as well, is I have a couple of custom types here. So the text area field has a label, it has an ID and an update handler. So it basically just, updates the state of the parent. But then on top of that, I import all of the attributes from the default HTML text area. And I do the same thing with the input as well, so that I can, put the default input and text area attributes into the actual component definition, which is pretty good. I kind of like that. So here's our, okay, so this is our text field. Obviously the styling is going to be you know, screwed up. But let's just generate some, like, let's just do, if we do random text, yeah, see now you can see it updates here. I could even add a line break, right? So yeah, so it adds the text, right? To this paragraph div or paragraph element, right? And that's kind of the behavior that we're going to want when it comes to actually building the resume builder. So yeah, so I think actually now we have the right guts to start building the next hierarchical level. So to go back to my diagram, I think at this point I'm ready to build these modules. So I can build maybe, or I could even build like this social links thing maybe, or something like that, or even this general info module. Yeah, it's coming along well, I think, yeah. Because the thing with these modules that have a black outline in them, they have a modular level of, or modular number of children, right? More or less just then copy paste and edit. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. So anyway, so I think I'm going to do this general info block next. So I think that's probably the next course of action. So I'm going to delete these. This was just for testing. And then I'm going to build that functionality. So we've got the inputs, and then we'll have like maybe the, what could I call them? Like the sections or something? I don't know. The other thing I could do is I could build a generalized component, or you can define your own array of inputs, right? That's the other thing I could do, but I don't know how exactly I'd manage that. So what does the final resemble when the users entered all their info? So basically, they'll be able to save the result after they've entered it all in, and then it'll just render as just like an HTML page, essentially. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna like output that per se, but that's kind of the final goal, I think. Okay, so I got to think about how I want to do these generalized components, the sections rather. Because do I want to make the sections generic, or do I want to make them tailored to, because there's only 3 sections, right? There's the general info section, there's the educational experience, and then the practical experience, right? So it wouldn't be too much work to kind of just copy paste and make those 3 sections. Oh yeah, I could look into doing that, TDG, but I don't honestly know how. I don't know how to do that, so but we can look into doing that after I get it to work. So I'll call this like, maybe like, I don't know, what would I call it? It's like a section, I guess. Resume sections name. I don't know what they're called. Parts of a resume. Yeah. I guess it'd just be a section. Like I could call it resume section or something. Something like this. You haven't sent out a resume in a while, but the last time I did it was a PDF format. Yeah, I got you. Hey, Blueberries, how's it going? Okay, so I'm wondering, I could probably pass in, like, yeah, I'm just trying to think about how to actually do this? Because do I want to have the resume sections be generic or not? That's kind of the main thing that I'm trying to think about here. Whoops. Ooh, I got chat on the screen now. I do, Stuns. Welcome in. Yeah, so basically what was I gonna say? I was fiddling around with Streamlabs, and Streamlabs has a built-in widget for the chat on the screen. So I added that in, and I figured out how to get desktop audio on it, because that was another thing that was broken. In Berries, I'm doing pretty well. I am working on a CV resume builder. So essentially just an interactive form using React that can kind of take in user input and generate a resume, right? So something like this. This is kind of my rough sketch of what I'm going to build. So yeah, that's on the agenda for today. Yeah, it's really cool. It's the first React project in for Odin Project, so it's kind of exciting. The one thing I'm thinking about is do I make these blue sections generic, or do I program them to be specific? I just don't know exactly how I'm going to pass in the different fields. Because do I want to manage, like, for example, do I want to manage all the state of, like, the name, the email, the phone, like all these field informations? Do I want that to be managed by the entire resume, or do I want these individual children to manage that state, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking about, like more from like a design, like architecture point of view, right? For the PDF idea, you could do it natively in browser, use libraries. Okay, sounds good. I figured libraries would exist for it, to be honest with you. But I hadn't looked that far yet. I was kind of just focused on the main hierarchy. Use an input element and then style it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing for these. I already have these finished. I'm just thinking about how to manage state in the most effective way possible. I think I might actually do it like coupled to the individual section instead of storing it all in the resume component. I think that would get a little messy. React to print is probably the best way. Sounds good, TDG. I will actually open that on a tab over here, just so I have it. I don't think I'm going to get to that today, but just so that I have it as a reference. But no, I think I'm going to do these sections so that they manage their own state, because I think having all the state managed by the parent resume component would be a fucking mess. So I might just make these custom for each section. So this resume section would actually need to be like general info or something, right? Just a general state. Forgotten what it's called, but you pass the state to the highest possible module and let others access the state from there. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I already have the NPM page pulled up on my other monitor. TG, I've got it. But thank you, I appreciate it. So wait, does it generate a Word doc or PDF or something? Well, yeah, that's probably going to be the plan, Blueberries. I'm probably going to use a library to do that. Eventually, I'm going to get to the functionality and the structure just working first, right? Because the thing is like, I don't know. Do I manage all the state inside of this resume component, or do I don't know. React context? Yes. Yeah, Jay, I was just having a debate about the state management about how I would handle it. So like, you know how there's the different blue sections, like there's the general info and then like the educational experience. I was wondering whether I manage that state for like those individual fields within those children, or whether I manage the entire state of the whole resume within the resume component, like the parent resume component. I honestly don't know how to do it. I'm just like having an internal debate / with chat about how to do that. So I don't know what the best approach is. The other thing I'm wondering is whether I make these resume sections generic, so like they can be extensible for like a general section, you know, educational experience, and you can add your own inputs and text fields, you know, as necessary, or whether I hard code them for like, this is the general section, this is the, you know, like that might be easier, at least when it comes to generating this JSX. But making a general resume section might also be easier in the long run if I wanted to make this more extensible in the future. Define the context in the parent, and you'll then have a custom hook to update the state from the children. Oh, okay. Like through like this sort of deal, like with the like with these kind of update handler function sort of things. Like, does that count as a like a hook? Like, I'm not 100% sure on the React terminology. Have I got a live link to my restaurant page? Let me check. Actually, that's a good question. I'm just going to this. My restaurant page. Where is it? I might not. It might have died. Although it should. Maybe not. BenStack Odin restaurant page. Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, it's right here. I'll paste it in chat. I did do a restaurant page. Probably like a month ago? Or a month and a bit ago? Yeah, there it is, Stuns. I just pasted it in chat. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Okay, so we've got our text area field working, and then we've got this resume section. Now, I want to think about how to make the resume section, because I could pass in props, right? So what kind of props would the resume section have from the parent? It would have a list of input types, right? Like it would have a list of inputs. But the thing is it would also have text area stuff as well. Hi, Caro. So I could do something like inputs, input list or something, right? And then I could do a some sort of you know, whether it's an unordered list or whatever, and then I do a map function to display those inputs inside of an input field attribute, right? That's the one. That's the thing I'm debating on. But then the other problem is I would have text areas as well for some of these resume sections, which is why I'm wondering whether I like hard code it or not. I could do an object and then iterate over the keys. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, I won't lie. For some reason, I've been stuck on the restaurant project for a while now, and I think it's because I've been thinking too much about what I want on it and really shouldn't be. Yeah, exactly, Stuns. No, I get that. I think for the content, I've completely AI generated it. Like, all the content on that page is just AI. So, you know, I didn't think too hard about that specifically. So it's okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Jay. I was thinking of having this, like, input list and then maybe iterating. I'm just thinking about how to implement that, I guess. Because this would need its own type, right? Because I wouldn't give it a list of, I don't know. I just don't know where to define this state. Like, do I define the entire structure of the resume in here? Because that's what this would kind of necessitate, right? I don't know. Oh, and if you're sending links, this is just, you know, a new thing that I implemented. Send it to the stream chat channel. Yeah, sure, Jay, sure. I just don't know exactly like how to architecture this. But yeah, no, if you're sending links to share while I'm on stream, just post them in the stream chat channel and give a little bit of context about what it is. Like, say like, sharing my restaurant project page. You know, that's all you really need to say. But that's it. Just don't post like links with nothing. With no explanation. Yeah, because I don't know. This kind of architecture has kind of got me screwed up a little bit. I just don't know what the best way to do it is. I'm kind of in this like analysis paralysis phase, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna save this React print thing. I'll put it in my React folder. You sent it? Okay, cool. I'll check it out right now. I haven't gotten it. Was it on Discord or was it in... Oh, there you go. Okay, sounds good. Dynamic form factories. Okay. Let's look at this guy. Because I don't know. What am I stuck on, though? I'm stuck on how to manage state in... Like, whether I manage state in these, like these resume sections or, like, the resume as a whole. I think it's just, like, broad level architecture, like project architecture. Like, I don't know whether, for instance, to manage state in these blue sections or to manage it like in the parent. And so that's kind of what I'm working through right now, because I want to make that decision before I actually start coding anything. Yeah, error handling, validate. Okay, I'm not even thinking about validation. Controlled components in a form factory. For instance, ABC form text field can be designed as a wrapper for a controlled material UI text field. Create a form factory. Interesting. Well, that's kind of what this is, sort of. Except it doesn't... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. So I have a separate... Okay. And then I would have this form factory within the... component type, and then grid field props equals field. I'm just confused about, okay, so control equals control. What does control do? I'm not sure what control does. Ignore the material UI stuff. Right, okay. Yeah, this looks good, because then I could have all of this, because it would essentially be, like, I could have a large constant like this within the resume parent, right? The only problem is, again, there's parts of the resume that you can add or remove stuff from, right? The control is probably from a package React hooks form. Okay. So what I put this form factory, I'm just thinking about, because I guess I could have multiple form factories, right? So like this form factory would be the equivalent of my resume section, sort of deal. Maybe. Although this is only for one component, so it would actually be a list of form factories. You want to hard code it yourself, right? Yeah, probably for learning specifically anime. Yeah. Scroll down to how they use the factory. Yeah, it was right here. No. So you create almost, it's like JSON data, or looks kind of like JSON, right? And then you pass this data into the grid container, create space. Yeah, so then, okay, so then you basically create form factories by doing a map across this data, right? And where's the key for these? Is there no key? Oh, the key's the index, okay. Yeah. Is it raining over there? No, that's just in the background anime. It's just sound effect. Yeah, this is good. I don't know what grid. Oh, that's just like a material UI. Okay, I see. Yeah, because I want this in a form. So this is like what my section could be, right? So I could have the individual inputs, okay, and then the form factory above the inputs and text areas, okay, and then above that would be the individual forms for like whether it's the like the general or the educational experience, whatever it is, right? And then maybe that's like a generic form creator like this. And then above that is the resume. Maybe. The thing that's a little tricky is how you can add multiple educational experiences, right? So I think our first thing, what should I say? Our first point of action should actually be, let's ditch this resume section. Let's actually create the form factory, right? So what should I call this? Should I call it a form factory or should I call it like a field generator or something? Like, I don't know what I would call it. Field factory? Because it's not really a form. It's just like an individual field, right? So I'll do something like this. This is actually a good idea. I'll call it like a field. Maybe like I could call it like a resume field. I don't know. .tsx. Or is it convention to call it a factory? That's the other thing. It's like, I don't know if that's convention. But it doesn't really matter because I can generate, I think resume field is fine. Oops. Dealer's choice. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to call it a resume field, okay? So this resume field is going to take in... I'm going to omit this control part, right? Because I don't really know. That's probably library specific, okay? So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Okay, so that's our return. Doesn't really matter what our return is right now. And then the other thing is I'm going to take in the field, right? And And then I'll have something like this. I can omit the field too, can I? Why? Because do I not need to pass in the data somehow? Yeah, I need the field. It was the control I think I can omit. Because that's specific, right? So like I think I can do because we need a type, right? So because it's going to be either an input field or so our switch in this case is going to be either case text or case. The other thing too is I didn't think about this. Is it's going to be either a text or a text area. Although there's multiple different types I would have, right? That's the tricky thing. Okay, so I don't think I need this component type or this, or maybe I do actually. I don't think I need grid. I think I could just do field props, right? And then I can go something like this, right? So I'll have two to start, right? Case, text, return. I'm just gonna put the blank returns for now. Case, text area, return, defaults, return. Oh, this is like twice indented. My bad. Return null. And then in our export here, I'll do render resume field. Right? So then I can go and return our forms, right? So I can do input field. Just want this like this. I think I can do this in brackets, right? Then I can have my different input field. And then actually, I don't even need it like this. What am I doing? I can just do this. Right? Now, I think this is going to error out because... Oh, because I didn't import this. There we go. Okay. And then return text area field. The only problem is verifying the validity of the field props, right? That's the only other weird thing that could cause weird behavior. But it'd be something like this, right? I think, unless I'm tripping. So then I could theoretically use this to generate input fields. You can do that in your type for resume field? Sure, I can. Wait, for the field props to have a specific type? Yeah, that's true, okay. But would the type be... How would I do that type declaration? Let me just think about that. Oh, be here, I see. Okay. So it'd be resume field type resume field props. And then it's an equal sign, right? So then I have the component type as a string. And then I have the... and then I can do an and, no? I think I can do an and. And I can do an and. Can I do an and then like ors as well? So I can do input field props. I need to export this though. Then I would need it from the text area as well. I need to export type. Component type text or text area. Oh, yes, true. Sorry, yes, I wasn't thinking about that. Yes, I just put string, but then I think this is right? So, because it's either input field props or text area field props. Or, actually, now that I think about it, I want to, if the component type's text, I only want it to have the input field props. But it could also be a date or something, right? Okay, so let's just leave it like this for now. This is fine. This could be a little ambiguous because you could technically pass in a text component type with text area field props, which wouldn't really be possible, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do where's my field prop? How do I define this here? No, that should be fine. What's the problem here? Property field does not exist on. Oh. I could just do it like this. Oh, you know what the other thing is going to be too? Is I need to... Oh, fuck's sake. I need to actually do this. I think I need to do it like this. Something like this, right? And does this need to be wrapped? No? How did I declare... Or would it just be props? I don't know how to do this one part here. Because I don't know... Like, do I define this like, or did I have it right before? I don't know. Now it's just erroring out here. You don't need the spread operator? Oh, so I can just do it like this. Hold on. So I can just do this. But now this type can't be verified. It wants me to put in these defaults, but that's not the point. They should be in this field props variable, right? Sorry. This isn't really helpful because this isn't TypeScript, right? Right, I do, but I thought that would be included here, no? Like, would those label text area update handler, would that not be included within this? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm confused about. Like, do I need to put those explicit? Oh. Yeah, see here. I think that's what I'm confused about. Because it should be okay with getting these, like the label, the input ID, the update handler from the input field props type, right? That's what I'm confused about. Because it's like, oh, you can quick fix it by just adding the missing attributes, right? Sure. Okay, so I got the label, the input ID, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But that's not really like what I want. I don't know. Because I like this idea. But I wonder, like, is this too overcomplicating? I don't know. I don't think so. I think this will be good for us because then we can just generate input fields from basically JSON data. Right? Okay, let's look into how to do this here. Resume, component type, field props. Is input file, input field props or text area field props? That's right. Is missing the following properties from type. Label, input ID, update handler. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about why this could be, because this isn't like an exact, like maybe because of this or statement. Like if I, for example, okay, let's just return nothing from here. Let's just get rid of this guy, right? Let's just do return, okay? And then I did this. Does this fix the problem? No, see? So it's not, the or is not, that's not the problem here. This might be a tsconfig thing, maybe. Oh, tsconfig.app. What am I learning them right now? What have you till now? Well, I'm doing React right now. Hop here. You can get a little explanation here. Exact optional property types. Let's see. See, I wasn't sure if it was a if it was TS config thing or what. So that would just be in here. Exact. We want that to be false, right? Or do we want it to be true? No, we'd want it to be false, presumably. TypeScript provides script rules about how it handles properties on type or interfaces with a question mark prefix. TypeScript 2739. Okay, this looks like a similarly... Oh, make the props optional? Oh, may need to be true. Okay. No, it didn't fix it. So what do I do? Like, should I do this? No. No, I can't put... Yeah, because it doesn't think I'm passing the parameters, right? But they should be within this field props object, which is the tricky part. Yeah. Make those fields in the input text area type. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so let's just get rid of this thing then. Good idea. That's probably gonna fix it, I bet you. Okay, well it didn't for that. Now it says has no properties in common. So this is a different error. So it's still erroring out, but it's a different error. Interesting. Maybe because this isn't optional? Like, what if I just did, like, but then then what the hell is the point of even using the types in that case, right? Like, I don't know. I do wonder, like, if we just did... Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's like, it's ridiculous. I will get this. I know it's kind of boring right now. I know I'm like, it's like struggle city over here, but it's okay. This is the reality of programming, guys. Okay, that's not helpful. I don't know. I don't know. Let me look over here. Yo, hello. What am I learning right now? Web dev? I'm doing, I'm learning React. So you can see what I'm working on right here. I'm just trying to think about this. I genuinely am at a loss. Because this is, not quite exact for what I'm doing, because this has got, you know, some like different, my brain is like melting right now. Different, libraries. So, okay. Like, what if, okay, But this doesn't change, so if I don't do this. See, that does an error. See? So if I do it like this, that actually does an error out. Now I wonder if I bring the text area field back in and I do another and. Okay, well that's kind of like, okay, so this is kind of like now so okay. This is like casting a wide net, right? This is like casting a wide net. Because this type now is almost like a super type. It's like a superset of what the fuck? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I see. You think you know how to fix it the other way? Okay, let me know. What is it, Jay? Because what if I put an or here? Yeah, see now it breaks, but if I put an and, then it works. It is a super type. Exactly. You don't need to spread it in the resume field props. Oh. So if I did that, okay, so hold on. Whoops. Nah, it didn't seem to fix it. What if I did? Well, so that... you know what? For what it's worth... Oh, wait, sorry. And... Yeah, I'm lost then. I was doing some research on the issue, and it looks like you might have to use TypeScript generic or map types. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not 100%... Wait, what the fuck? Oh, because of this. Not 100% sure what you mean. Like generic or map types. TypeScript. Mapped types. Map types. Oh, I see. I see. You don't want to repeat yourself. Sometimes a type needs to be based on another type. Map types build on the syntax from index signatures, which are used to declare the types of properties, which have not been declared ahead of time. I see. Oh, you've also built the CV builder recently? Nice, Max. Gotta love JS. Yeah, I know. It's like, you know, instead of making the language better, just stack more bullshit on top of it until you get to the point where it's like, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Exactly. Like, do I leave it in good conscience like this? I don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm a beginner. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just gonna continue. I'm just, for my own sanity, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna table this. You know what I can do? I can add a comment that says non-ideal type custom type solution. But I'm too lazy to fix it. There we go. Yeah. For now, does it work? Well, I'm going to test it. So let's test it. So let's do a resume. Whoops. I can't spell. Resume field. Oh, actually, no. I want data first. Right? So wait, how did this work here? Okay, so let's create our data, okay? So let's do const forms, or no, fields. And then we'll define it, okay? So let's define like a name field. Let's define a text field, or like a name field, an email field, and a text area. Okay, so let's do that. So we've got this, and then we need the component type, right? So this is actually going to be, I want to make this a list of resume. Oh, actually, I need to export this guy, right? Resume field props. Whoops. Okay. Component type is text. Why are you giving me an error? Okay, well, whatever. Label is name. Input ID is name. And then on... Fuck, what was it called? On handle change. Update handler. And then this is going to be its own fucking JavaScript, right? Shit. You know what? I should probably do this like this, right? Okay, so the update handler. Can I just like put JavaScript in here? Would I have to put that in brackets? I guess. Or could I do it like React.change event for HTML input element. Maybe I would need to put this inside of add 2 use states for now. Well, this basically, I'm going to be using this constant to like generate an unordered list, like kind of like this. This is what I'm going for. So it's kind of, I'm going to map across this field's constant, I think. Unless you see a problem with that. I don't know. I think that should be fine, though. The controls handling the field updates for them? Oh, I see. Ah, okay. So they don't have to have this update handler because of that. Right? Now, okay. So then it would be... Oh, but I have the fucking state set. Right. I have to set the state. I forgot about that. I forgot about the state. Shit. Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. I forgot about the state. So I'll do const text field set text field equals use state. Fuck. Then I had to put this as a type, right? Or no? Wait, how do we type the use state again? Fuck. Forgot how we typed that. Oh, I need to import it. There was a way to type the use state. Why don't I use AI? Here, you can read my FAQ here. I answer it in my FAQ. String or undefined. Oh, that's what it was. Right, okay. Yes. Good. Thank you, Jay, for reminding me about these things. This is... Or I'll say name field. I'll say name field. And I'll do text area field, set text area field. Okay. And then we do set name field b dot target dot value. Now I think I need to wrap this inside of curlies, right? Probably. Because I don't know how to actually declare functions in... No, that didn't work. Because how would I put the function in here? That's the thing. You know what I mean? Let's see. React function as JSON attribute. I guess, do I need to parse it? What is the error? It's because I think... Well, unless I delete this, maybe. No. Type HTML is missing the following properties. React.change event void is not assignable to type. Oh, you know why? It's because of my hack. My hack broke. My typing hack broke this. Because I have the and here, that's what broke it. That's what broke. Yeah, max. It's not that I'm anti-AI. Or maxi, I guess. It's not that I'm anti-AI. I'm just trying to learn how to code myself. Half for fun, half for my own understanding. It's not... I'm not like a Luddite or anything. I just... You know, it's just... I just want to do that for my... you know... so that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so anyway, so I need to fix this. We actually might need to address this now. Because if I do an or here, then it shits the bed and it doesn't like it, right? I don't even think I don't even think I can do this either, because this doesn't like this, right? Oh, now we're back to this type issue, bro. Okay, the other option, Jay, is I create a resume field generator for just the input field, and then another one just for the text area. That's the other option. And honestly, then I don't really see the point of. Although actually no, this would still be important because it still has these dynamic field props, right? Because I think in this guy, these are all. Well, but it's different. It's using different fucking. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Oh, you like what I was thinking to do with having two separate things? Because I could do that. Because I'm wondering, Kate, just entertain me for a second. I'm going to do something that might be a little weird. But what if I have a type called input field props? Or wait, that's what we have already. Fuck. No, what am I going to call this? No, I guess that's not really, it doesn't, never mind. I was thinking of extracting this into its own type and then defining field props based on that, but I don't know if that'll work. Okay, yeah, sounds good. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to refactor this. So I'm going to say resume input field, I guess. Which is kind of like, or input field factory. Maybe. And then we don't need this component type thing, right? So we can just do this. Like, we don't even need any of this. This is like almost getting to the point where it's not necessary, right? Because we can just do this. And then, okay, so input field factory props. And then the component type isn't even necessary. Like, this is almost like not necessary at this point, right? Because like I wonder, because okay, so at this point this isn't even necessary, I don't think. Because the whole point of the factory was to render different types, right? So I don't even think the factory is necessary anymore now that I'm thinking about it. Because what I could do is I could just, okay, let's just go back to what we had and then fix it later. Because then we could literally just have this as like input field props. And then get rid of this. Right? I might do DSA as well, just development. I did a little bit of DSA, Max, like earlier on, because I was kind of testing formats. Like testing what kind of formats for content, but I don't know. I kind of have leaned into web development a little bit, but I might come back to it. Yeah, map over them without the factory. Yeah, we don't need the factory. So I'll leave this here anyway. So I'll say like not working, maybe fix sometime. I don't know. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's get out of here, and then we'll just map over this. So we'll do a couple fields, right? So we have our name field, and then we want the Well, actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we could have a couple of these, right? So, like, let's just do a couple more as an example. I'll do, like, an email as well. I'll do what kind of what I had before. And then the type would be text here. Type field props, text here. Okay. Good idea. Good idea. Let's try that. Let's try that. I'm open to that. So sorry, what was that? Type field props. That's what I was kind of thinking about doing before, right? So I was thinking of doing something like this. So type so it would be text input. Or input field, sorry, input field. Fuck. Or text. And then field props. But this I feel like is not addressing the issue. Oh, but then I renamed this to be something stupid. Input field factory, da da da. Whoops. That doesn't fix it. I don't think. I think it's just a reiteration of the same problem. Oh. I see. Sorry. So it would be in here. You mean? So, do I want to make dots here for this? No, that doesn't work. The other thing I could do, let's just ditch this. What if we did this? What if we did text or text area and then field props? Is that how you do the text? Fuck, how do you do the component type and then field props? No. It didn't work? Yeah, no, okay. Well, yeah, we're basically just ditching this one method, TDG. That's okay. This is kind of now really superfluous, but resume. Yeah, because I could do it like this way, right? So like I'm just gonna go into the break just for a second here, because then this I can do email. We're just basically writing what we already had, right? And then we want set email field. I think set email field. Yes. Type and then email. Right. Okay. Oh, because there's no comma here. Okay. And then we could do a map across the fields, right? Then we can just do this. Let me just write this last functionality. So I can do fields dot map field return input field, and then with the our fields field props, something like this. Wait, what's the problem here? What's this going on? Should work, right? I don't know why. Oh. Dumb. Okay, that should work now. Of course, this is not going to... Okay, so there's our name and our email. Nice. Cool. What up, JMac? How's it going? Is it raining over there? I've actually got it. It's just background noise, Max. I can actually give you the link to the YouTube video that I'm using to play the sound. You can check it out here. Got an interview proc. What's an interview proc? But I've got this, JMac. I don't know, like what, like process? Interview process? No. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Interview process. You got this. How many rounds? How many rounds? Carol Otto loves cats, just for reference, guys. Okay, so then we don't really need this guy. So then I can kind of use this now to generate the sections, right? So I can have... So I think I can actually, here's an interesting thing. So I think I can actually factor this into a resume section thing. Three rounds plus two phone and two technicals. Dang. Cats are pretty cool, I can't lie, yes. I am a dog person personally, but cats are, you know, right up there. But I would say if I had to choose, I'm more of a dog person for sure. It's actually in Toronto, so you have to go across the country. Dang. Yeah. I agree with you, TDG. If you, I'll just say I live within a non-unreasonable distance from Toronto, so that's kind of cool. I don't live in Toronto or even the greater Toronto area, but I live within, like, I'll say like a radius, a travelable radius from Toronto, so that's kind of cool. That's more my side of the country. Not sure if you've heard of them, but they're called Tens Torrent? No. I have not heard of them. Some kitties are outdoor kitties. See, okay, this is, you know, a debate, but I personally don't think that cats should be let outside because I think they're invasive. But that's also just my biologist mind speaking, or biology mind, but I think cats are destructive to the environment. It's not their fault, mind you. This isn't not their fault because cats are doing what they, you know, their biology is telling them to do. I just don't think they should be let outside, and it's not safe for them either. Yeah, exactly. And they get like run over. They're like a hazard on the roads, and you don't want cats to be unsafe, right? They get full of like parasites and stuff like that. It's just not good. That's true, J-Mac. That's true. That's true. But that's the concession you make when you get a cat, right? You have to accept that it might, wreak havoc. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it wasn't your fault. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna have a resume section, and then within the section, I pass it a list of fields from the resume, right? Something like this. And now I want to... The only thing that I'm thinking is, like, do I just don't know where to manage the state necessarily. Can I dynamically generate state? Whoa, that is not what I want to do. That's what I'm curious. React dynamically generate state. Or create state, I should say. Yeah, so... Like, for example... Could I, like, dynamically define constants based on this fields? That's the thing. Updating objects. Okay, we already know this. Yeah, you have to recreate the new object, that sort of thing. Yeah, thank goodness you didn't crash. Yeah, exactly. Let me actually look at this over here. Again, this is like kind of analysis paralysis situation here. You can do that dynamically with hooks? Okay. Like what hooks specifically? Because essentially I want to have different resume sections. So let's actually craft that out. Oh wait, that is not .tsx. Resume section. And I want to pass in like a list of fields, right? Our field list. Okay. And then from this field list, I want to... it's obviously going to have the type. Okay, so I'm going to actually define a type here. How do I make a list that contains, like, could I do array input field props or text area? Something like this. Oh, array. Whoops, I can't spell, as it turns out. Okay, so something like this, right? And then this is just field lists. What? It should. Because it's defined in both. Whatever. Use memo hook. Okay. I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but I'll get there when I get there. I don't know why this isn't working, because I have this field list type, which is an array that contains either input field props or text area field props, right? Oh, because of this, maybe that's why. Okay, all right, we're good. This whole text area field thing is on my ass a little bit. Oh, you know what, actually? We can do it like this. This is kind of a hack. We could say if field object dot input ID. Oh, that's how. Oh, it'll be type of, I guess, actually. How do I check? Shit. How do I check whether it's... How do I check types again? But the docs should use memo in the Discord stream chat. Got it. Thank you. I'm just trying to get this working. So what I can do is I can add... I'm going to add a text area here. So like this. I'll do label... description, something like this, right? And this is going to be a text area ID, right? And it's also going to have, oh boy, what's wrong? What's the problem here? Not assignable to type number. Oh, because of this? It's not JSX. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Oh, I know why. This needs to be text area. That's it. Fixed it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do 50 columns. I lied. Okay. So now I need a way to check type. Check type of object. TS. I forgot how to do this. I'm just stupid. Oh yeah, is. So if field object is it would be input field props. Is this like a thing that works? No. Why? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Let's just get rid of this. Instance of. I guess because it's not really an object, right? It's not type of. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, also, why is there serif font here? This is disgusting, guys. What the hell? Because I just want to check whether the field object has is input field props or text area field props, right? You know what I'm saying? And I just want to check that, and then depending, I want to render different things. Like I want to either render an input field or a text area field. That's, I think, what I'm working on here. Type of is not going to do it. Instance of is type. I just what is the deal with this? Can't find named is. Really? Maybe I'm using this wrong too. Is operator TypeScript. Oops. Oh my fucking god, get out of here. I don't think this will work though. Yeah, because it's a type, it's not a fucking object. Or like class, right? So that won't work. Narrowing. The type of is not going to be useful. It looks like it's a type. It is probably faster to look at it. Determines whether a variable is an Axios error or not. Okay. You fixed the first type issue. I can't upload it to Discord though. Why? You could have each prop implement a general interface and use dynamic dispatch to call the function you want. Yeah, that sounds kind of... I don't even know what you mean by dynamic dispatch necessarily. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to check... I'm trying to map over the field objects in this fields list, which can be either input field props or text area field props, and I want to check which type they are. Now, there'd be an easier solution here. I could just add another... you know, another attribute or something that identifies it. But, and they'd ideally need to have their own keys as well, maybe. Auto-deleted, really? Okay, sounds good. I don't know why that happened. Maybe, my Discord's tripping. Let's see it. Text field props, text area field props, factory props field. Okay. Damn, that's a lot. Factory item props, component text, or component type field props. Where's factory props in here? Factory props. Interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with this just for now. Unless you want me to... What was the first time you started programming? 2.5 years ago. Well, yeah, 2.5 years ago. Well, I programmed a little bit before that, but like, that's when I first started seriously programming. Web development, 2.5 months ago. So, you know. You just feel bad. Fair enough, fair enough. You know what? I might leave that for now. I want to get this working. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. No. You know what? We'll do that now. Where was that? Okay. So let's do that. What did I start with? I started with Python, actually, because it was for school. Hold on. Let me get this up here. Yeah, it is not easy. Guys, web development is not easy. Okay, so you have your text field and your text area. Okay, so I'm going to modify... J is the GOAT, by the way, guys, just so you know. Field props. Okay, so let's see. So input field factory is props. And then we have factory props is field factory item props. Okay, so let's see. Resume, okay. Actually, I'll just call it resume field. Whoops. And then factory item props. So I'll say resume field. Oh, resume field props is this. Equals. So be. Let me go. Yeah, this is better. This is what I kind of thought of doing, maybe. Because now what I'm doing is I'm separating out the... Like, I'm not doing text or text area. I'm doing them each in their own kind of thing. And then what was next? Form factory, and then this was just... I need another type, right? I also can't look at chat just for a second. Factory props. I'll call it... Fuck. What do I call it? Just field props? I can just call it field props. Whoops. Goat. Goat. It worked. No errors. There we go. Web dev low-key not fun. Tech field is not easy overall. Yeah, exactly, hacker. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a second. Hey, there we go. I was locked in. Okay, so now we can actually use this. So this whole fucking nonsense here, we can just get rid of. So we can actually say fields is field props. Resume field props. Field props is field. I'm just thinking about how I would actually call this guy. Resume field. And then fields would be I think it would just be resume field props. And be a list here. And then, so okay, so this is the problem. Okay, let's just get out here. And then I would need the component type as text, right? Whoops. Now, the problem is this would need to be field props, and then this would need to be all inside of here, right? Aha, see? There we go, fellas. Okay. Then we could have all this data like live somewhere, right? Nice. Now we can just iterate through this, and we can do a resume field. Okay. Whoops. I'd like it like this, please. And then just. Or do I even need this red? No, I probably do. Okay, what's the problem here? Field is declared. What? Hold on. Oh, it's field. Sorry. Like this? Okay, well, it didn't render anything. Or does this need to be spread? No, that's fucked. That's fucked. Okay. Well, it's not rendering anything. Why? Because theoretically, it should show the name, the email, and the description here, right? Oh, set text area field, right? That was one. Because it should have those inputs. It should have those inputs rendering, but they aren't. But there's no errors. The only errors here are from these. So yeah, so I don't know why they're not. Let's see. Yeah, so it's not even rendering here. Try setting the component type specifically and pull the data from the map. Oh, like within resume field? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. It's hitting the null case. So what I would do here is I would do component type. Would that be within here? I think so, would it not? Field object dot component type. Now, it would be something like this though, would it not? Like no. Because that's what defines this resume field props. So it has the component type and then the field props. I feel like that would be right, but I don't know. You don't think it goes in field? Well, then what else does it go in then? Because field is this props. Oh, props dot field. But there's only one prop. You need component type and field props on the resume field component. It's like in here, right? Yeah, because I genuinely don't know. Because it should, I would assume, it would just extract, like when I put field object in here, it would just extract that data, right? Because the field object is this. Name. You might need to not need to spread props. Like this? Like which spread are we talking about? This one? Which spread are we referring to here? Because I'm just confused. Or is it here? Name the properties. Oh, okay. Sure. Sorry. Now this is going to be wrong. And then is this just resume field props? Oh. Still giving me an error here. Oh my god. What are we doing? I have a feeling it's because of this or situation here. This is interesting. This is a similar error to what we had before. You know what I mean? I don't know. Because of this type, component type text or text area. It's not assignable to type, component type text area, field props. I mean, I'm like doing a lot of scrolling around, but I'm just trying to think about why this could be, because it's because of this. It's because of this type, right? I think this is because it doesn't like the ambiguity in the ors here, because it doesn't know, like, if this field object component type is either text or text area. There's like some clash happening. Like, what's TS2322? maybe it's from this. I wonder. Could be from this. But I don't know why. I don't need that anymore. I don't think. You're working on it too? Nice. I'm trying to think if it's this. Like, it's probably not this. That's probably just, like, Tipford. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, what I declared was effectively the same. Probably doesn't do anything, but no. Instead of separating it, try field object. Yeah, okay. In the current state, instead of separating it, try field object. Like here? Oh. Okay, but it's still not rendering anything, but there's no error. The errors are just from, I'm not using these name fields here, so. Whoa, what the fuck? That is not what I wanted to do. I just hit a bad fucking combination of shit here. Okay, there we go. I meant to open up the, what? The console, but it wasn't opening. Oh, because I was pressing. Am I getting the null state? Yeah, probably. Yeah, because there's nothing being rendered. Remove the curly braces around the factory component. This? No. No. What like, whoops, no. Which curly braces? This? Oh, because it's not being returned. Oh. That's why it's not being returned, because there's no implicit return with the fucking curly braces, bro. That's why. Okay, I assume there was an implicit return. I see. You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. All right. I'm not going insane. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. I just forgot. I forgot. But we can just do this. We can just do this. Because when you don't have the curly braces, this is implicitly returned. This is just like JavaScript isms that I just forget. It just drives me nuts. Okay. All right. We got it. Okay. W in the chat. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if I dynamically, like, I can have like general fields, and then like I don't even need those extra containers probably. I could probably do everything inside of here. So for example, like let's go back to our, because now that we have the factory, okay, do we just, for this guy here, do we just build out these sections as lists that exist within the resume, or do we like field lists like we had there, or do we create separate components for these? Like, do I need to? I don't know, because I have an idea. So let me do the idea. I'm going to do the idea. And I think I can do it in 14 minutes. Let's see. Because I think this is actually, because then you're minimizing the number of components that you need, right? So I don't know. This data could come from somewhere else, right? Like we could declare this data and import it from somewhere. Don't repeat yourself. Yes. I think, well, yeah, because if I had extra components, that would just be repeating. That would just be repeating logic, right? I think, unless I'm backwards on that. I could be completely off base. But I think this is good. So okay, so we have these text areas. So let's do our I'm just gonna pull this guy up just for reference. So I need the only tricky thing is the variable number of educational experience things. Anyway, so we'll do the general. Okay. So I'm gonna need a lot of. Okay, so you know what? I can actually do custom types. So I can do can I like set? Oh yeah, where was the use memo? Hold on. TDG posted use memo. Let me check that. I don't know what use memo is, but I want to see use memo. Use memo is a React hook that lets you cache the result of a calculation between re-renders. Visible to-dos, filter to-dos. Oh, I see. Function calculating the value that you want to cache. Filter to-dos. And then dependencies. The list of all reactive values referenced inside of calculate value code. Oh, I see here. Because like, okay, so what I'm trying to do with this general info is because I have all of these constants for use state, right? And ideally, I don't want to have that many. So like what I'm wondering is if I can put all these into a list or something, right? Now, if I'm okay, this is another question. So if I'm updating lists, let's say I've got, like, if I have a list of attributes, right? Like, so let's say I have name as a string, and then I've got email, string, phone, string. And then I need a variable number of social links, which is going to be, well, we'll just leave that out for now. Okay, we'll leave that out for now. Then what I want to do is I want to have a use state do something like this. So I can do general info and then set general info. Just and then use state resume general info or undefined, and then set this to be an empty list with 3 strings or something. Wait, what? Why doesn't this? Actually, I could do string or undefined. Whoops. Something like this, maybe. Wait, why now? Or do I make these? I don't know why this wasn't, well, just as a type of it's not assignable to resume general info. What's this going on here? Set general info. What if I just empty this? There's no initial value. And then what I can do here. The only problem is that we need an index for these. So I wonder if we store this as an object. So I do this as an interface. And then this is general info as an interface, right? For an object. So then what I do is I do set general info, and then I do like I fill in all the normal value. I don't know how to actually just change the one value. There was a way that we were doing that before. Right. I don't know if it was in here where it was. No. Oh, but we were doing it like with this, right? We were doing like previous general info. And then we were doing something like this, right? Okay, let's actually hold on. Let's can I like do this like this? Okay, what's this bracket for? Hold on. Oh, it's for that. Okay. And then it was like another set general info, previous person. And then this was in its own brackets, right? And then it was ... prev general info. And then name is e.target.value. Something like this, right? So now this will actually just update the .name attribute of this general info thing. I hope. Or at least that's the goal. And then this would be a very similar... Oops. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. Be a very similar thing here. And then, except email. Right? And then for here, it would be a very similar thing, except... it would be... this is a text area element. And then this would be description. Or wait, what did I call it? Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, it was phone. Let's just do description. Because that's what we had before. Now I wanna iterate through that general info. Can I map a state function, I wonder, or an object? Oh no, because it doesn't, because it's an object. So how do I iterate through the properties of it again? How do I do that? Iterate through object properties. Oh, right. Although I could probably do that in here. So I got the resume field. You know what? I could actually just do this in here. Because I just want to see whether the state's actually being updated properly. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down here, but this is like kind of, I think, how I'm going to structure this. Because then I can have another interface for the educational experience, and then I can have another interface for the practical experience, right? And then that would all just be handled in here. And it would just all exist. And then I could like export, I could put this data somewhere else, right? I could put this data in another file just to make it cleaned up, but I don't know. Okay, so, okay, fields.map, field objects. I want to return... I'm just thinking about how to do this. Because this doesn't really have a name, right? I could also just do like some sort of like type or no. Let's just fucking guy. Oh, you know what? This is definitely not gonna work. You know why? Because the labels are gonna be wrong, actually. So yeah, no, I don't need any of this nonsense here. I'm kind of going back and forth, a little heavy on this. Shit. Okay. So this would just be for info in general info. What is the problem? Expression expected. Or is it like this? No. 4 in. I'm just so stupid. It's getting late. Oh. Oh yeah, sorry. No. Costs. Oh, it's var. So let info of. No. I'll get this. Just give me for var key and yeah, that's exactly what I have here. So what gives? Could also do it like this. General info to for each. But it's not an array. So I don't know. Yeah, like for, yeah, that's for const property in general info. Like, I don't know why I can't iterate through that. Unless I'm just like misunderstanding here. Or maybe I need to have something that can be like specifically returned as some sort of function. Because right? I think that might be why. I have a feeling the chat isn't. Oh, sorry. The chat was not updating. The chat was completely not updating. Object.keys is what I'm doing. Sorry. What's up, Nkoski? The chat was not updating. Bro, am I making portfolio website? No. Sorry. The chat did its like no update thing again. Preview JSON to string by general info. No, to inspect the values. Wait, which values? Oh, I see. Like this. I got you. Null 2, sorry. Yeah, I was wondering why the chat wasn't working. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. That's another thing that I have to rectify. I don't know why the chat is not. Anyway, whatever. Wasn't updating. Okay, so this should work. Tests. Okay, that's exactly the behavior I wanted. Yeah, no. It's the chat. I couldn't see it updating on my client. It was not updating. Did I learn from... Sorry, Zdos Dev. Did I learn from 0 to React in 61 days? Yes, I did. Yeah. No, it's happened more than once, Jay. It's happened more than once where the chat doesn't update. So I'm wondering if I get like a different... Because I currently... What I do is I take the YouTube chat embed and I put it over here on my other monitor so that I can see it, but the YouTube default embed is not updating properly, especially when the streams get maybe more traction or something, or whatever happens. It just doesn't fucking update. Oh, name, email, yeah, that's C. So okay, so that's what I should have done for that. Yes, it should have been this. Yes, okay, that makes sense. What? Oh, I destroyed this. Okay. Yeah, I got you. It's just getting to that point in the night. Okay. Yes, because I forgot to do the properties. Okay. Good. I'm still streaming? Yes, anime. I'm actually about to end stream. But we have made really good progress. So now, I think, can I still not do the 4? I guess I can't. But that's okay. Because essentially what I eventually want to do is I want to get the data out of here and display it somehow, right? So... But now we've got a scaffolding that we can use to actually build our resume. Because we got this general info, and then I could do another interface for educational, resume, educational, or what was it, education? Info? Something like this. So I could do like a school name. You know. 3 rack context before. Got you. That's probably gonna be like a tomorrow problem, to be honest with you. School name, and I'll do program. Program start is a string. GPA is either a string or a number, but we could have it as a string. And then instead of individual states, you'll have one centralized state and one call will update the entire context, including partial updates. Yeah. That's the idea. The other thing to consider is that there's gonna be multiple of these, right? I am using TypeScript anime. I'm just defining these. Job start. Job. Job. I might just do job description or something. Okay. Have I always been using TypeScript? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I have these interfaces created here so that I can create that state. And then I'm gonna bring these fields out of here. Okay. So I apologize for the weird haphazard stream all over the place. You know, it is what it is. But you know, we made a lot of progress tonight. Chat was glitching out. you know, that was pretty much it. And, you know, a lot of frustrations with types. And it was probably, you know, not the best, most fun thing to watch, but you know what? It is what it is. She reminds me of a good friend of mine. Does it, Roja? I started actually streaming based on there was a creator who was teaching himself how to. He was learning compilers actually. He still is, I think. He still is. This guy named Christian Codes. Never heard of Christian Codes. I'll check him out though. That's cool. No, there's a guy though. He's still out there. I don't remember his name, but he had like a little duck in his profile picture, and he was teaching himself compilers because he wanted to get a compiler job. And I'm like, you know what? That's fucking cool. So I'm gonna, you know, do something like that. So that was kind of what inspired me to get started. But anyway, sorry, that was that was a little off topic, but I think I'm good for tonight. Though I think I've, you know, did what I wanted to do for the most part, and you know, you guys were incredibly helpful again, as usual. So your chat was disconnected for a bit, yeah. The YouTube chat's been fucking around. It's been stupid. Because mine will disconnect too, anime. So it's not just you. You know, I was thinking, yeah, I don't know if there's like a separate client we could use or something. Fucking whatever. But anyway, so that's it for tonight. I'm gonna stop waffling. You know what I mean? I'll be live tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, if you want to follow me on my journey, learning web development, you know, struggling with React and TypeScript and all these things, then feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to join the Discord, Discord links in the top of my description. And yeah, so see you tomorrow.